Hello and welcome to Wonderful World Stories. In this podcast, we meet amazing people from around the world, hear about their unique journeys, and learn about their goals. It's real stories with real people and real conversations. This will help you to grow and connect through natural English. So grab a seat, join us as we explore different cultures, experiences, and language in every episode. Today, I'm speaking with an amazing young man. He's been with us in our community for several months. Welcome, Sir Pavel. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, Teacher Dave. Let me introduce myself, actually. My name is Pavel. I'm from Yerevan, Armenia, and I'm a medical student who will finish his medical journey as a medical student in this summer, and after that I will continue as a doctor, as a physician.
Wonderful. And what inspired you to take medicine? Why did you pursue the path of medicine, Pavel?
I guess when I was younger, it was like part of my life because I was surrounded by people who were in medicine, in medical field, and I guess that inspired me to become a doctor, actually.
Yeah. So it's people who inspired you, that's what's motivated you to pursue medicine. But also, is it about like you want to help people, to save lives? I can imagine that that would be like a big motivating factor for you.
Yeah, it maybe we can say kind of because when I was younger, my grandma, she had cancer, and during that time I couldn't understand what happened with her because as a child you couldn't understand what's happening, and you didn't have that knowledge to understand, and I guess that that was the turning point in my life, and that's why I choose medicine.
Yeah, like as a child to experience something like that, to see someone you love be affected by something as horrible as cancer would have definitely had a big impact on you. Do you think a lot of doctors go into medicine because of similar experiences based on your people that you've met, who you've studied with, who you're working with at the hospital?
I think yes, because we all have that in our lives, and I guess that's why many people they choose medicine for that reason.
Yeah. And what keeps you motivated during the difficult times? I know studying medicine is famously a difficult degree. You have a lot to do. It's more years than other degrees. Let me ask, do you struggle with motivation or have you struggled? And two, if yes, how do you deal with it?
Okay, that's a very interesting question. I guess we all have that ups and downs in our lives. Yes, I do. I did. I have that. I had that. What helped me? I guess gaining knowledge, because at some point you realize that you have been doing this and you have so much things to learn, and I guess that motivated me and motivate now.
Yeah, I love it. So the fact that there's still so much more to learn keeps you motivated, that there's yeah,
Hmm.
I can relate to that. I think that's a good motivation, that the thirst for knowledge. And tell me, what's one insight being involved in medicine that people who are not involved just don't know about it? Like one thing you learned that you were quite surprised with, if that makes sense.
Oh my God, that's very interesting question. As a medical student and as a future doctor, I think maybe pregnancy, because um, I cannot imagine how I don't know who create us actually. I cannot prove that God or something like that. I don't want to talk about religions because we all have different background. But that's very interesting how we can like grow since like we are like a microscopic cell and we have that big human after that during that pregnancy time and after pregnancy. That's very inspiring and I don't know, maybe that one. And the time when labor starts, because we don't have that proven thing, like why we have that on that specific time. That two
Mm.
things, I guess.
I love that. Well, great answer, Pavel. Yeah, like the beauty of but when you see like a pregnant woman, just yeah, how it starts off as a cell and then it develops, and then we all started out that way, and it's just hard to wrap your head around, really, isn't it? But when you talk about as well religion, I think it's okay to talk about your beliefs, but we are quite careful in the community, aren't we? Especially in like debates or something, that we avoid religion and politics because, of course, everyone has different outlooks on life. But really love that. Yeah, I think the complexity in nature, everything from the human eye to like social constructs, it's just really incredible, isn't it? It's so detailed, and it's just yeah, that makes a real good case for some kind of intelligent design, I think. And let me ask you now, Pavel, thank you so much for sharing your background and what brought you into medicine, but what are your main goals for the next few years? Because I know you're now coming to the end of your studies, so just tell us the next 5 to 10 years, where do you see yourself?
That's really tough question. Yeah, because I've been thinking about to continue my journey as a doctor and continue it abroad. For now, I'm not sure what I want to do with my future, with my journey. Maybe I have this in my mind. I want to continue my residency as a physician, but at the same time, I want to do my master degree at another university in my country, and maybe after that I will think about to continue like in abroad, but not work there. Like I want to like have program or scholarship or maybe fellowship. Then I will able to continue work in my country as a doctor.
Okay, I love that. I think I know where you would say, but for our listeners, if you could choose somewhere to go and study abroad, where would you go?
Uh, the United Kingdom or the United States of America.
I was expecting the UK. I know you have a big,
Yeah.
you like it appeals to you there. I love that, and we will talk about your English a little bit later, but I just want to say now how Pavel, since you joined us, you've just grown so much in your English skills that I think that you could go to any of these countries and thrive there now, which is truly amazing. But let's talk more about your goals. I know 5 to 10 years is quite a long way away. Most people can't think that far ahead. Anything can happen in that time. But what about your more immediate goals? What about the next 6 months to 1 year? Do you have anything in mind that you would like to achieve on a personal or a professional or an academic level?
That's really a great question. First, I want to pass my exams as a short goal if we talk about that, and finish my university and pass that all exams and have a good marks. And I don't know actually.
Well, I
Let's
think
see. I
that's an
really
obvious. Yeah, like
Yeah,
you
I was
coming
thinking
to.
about pass. I was thinking about to pass English exams for my master degree, like IELTS or TOEFL and um, GRE, I guess they call that. It's like math exam for that master degree, but in English.
Mm, yeah. So it's necessary to apply for these courses you need to have the
Yes,
qualification to show your English proficiency. Yeah, I see
yes.
that a lot of people either join the community, or I've seen it in my career as a teacher. A lot of people really, they put a lot of time and energy into these exams because they know it gives them access to some of the best universities and travel opportunities and things like that. So awesome goal. And tell me then, let's just go back a little bit. I know you're a young guy, Pavel, but if you could go back 5 years to your younger self and give
Mhm.
one piece of advice, what would it be?
Maybe don't overthink. You will find out everything that you want to know.
Yeah, I like that. I think I could apply that to myself as well. You know, it's especially when you're younger, it's easy to, well, just, yeah, overthink and kind of compare yourself with others and just like feel like you might have something to prove. But actually, as you get older, you realize that that's not going to serve you. Just focus on improving yourself, building your skills, that there's no rush. And yeah, that's good advice. And do you think that that applies to English learning, to studying medicine, to what aspects of your life do you think that that mindset has helped you with?
I guess in every aspect, because I guess I had so much pressure on me when I was younger. Actually, I'm younger, but back then, I think because so many people told me that like you're spending your time for learning, but that's not necessary or something like that. That's why I guess I would say don't think about it. Just continue your journey, your journey, because I think spending time on learning something new is much more important than when you try to listen their advice. Yeah, that's that's
Yeah.
I would say that.
And there's never been a better time to be alive to learn new skills. Like it's so much, there's so much information available. In fact, there's almost too much because then it's like you're overwhelmed with information and content. But the amount of things you can learn for free, even on YouTube, on the internet, just using AI now, really, really, yeah. If you can just spend a bit of time to learn new skills, improve yourself, that will give you more opportunities moving forward. And let me ask, if you could master one skill, what would that be?
Maybe speak in German language because I tried, but then I realized that it's very hard language, and that's why I give up. I gave up actually.
Well, you can always pick it back up in the future. But why German? Is it are you interested in the culture? Do you like to live there one day, or why German itself?
No, I just like that language. I don't know why, but yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I like German too. It's a real strong language, isn't it? Like
Yes, very
it's
masculine language.
yeah, exactly. We say like it's a masculine language, and then you have like the more feminine languages like French or Italian, which some people really like. But German to me has always sounded really cool. Yeah, and so, can you speak any German right now? What did you get to like a certain level and then stop, or are you don't understand almost anything of it?
No, I tried, like, I learned basics, but then I gave up because I realized that it's very difficult language for me, and only that. Now I couldn't remember any words actually in German language. I couldn't recall, like, okay, I know ich, but after that, nothing.
Yeah. Well, there's you've got plenty of time to learn it in the future, and yeah, great language. And I think as well, being so you speak English, and how many languages do you speak, Pavel?
Um, if we count English, it would be three. My native language, Armenian language, Russian language, and English language.
Yeah, so three. So you're multilingual. Then that gives you such an advantage if you ever want to learn another language in the future. It's like The studies have shown that if someone knows more than one language, picking up an extra one then becomes easier because the brain has kind of just figured out how to do it more so. But anyway, let's talk about your life, Pavel. Tell me, just tell me something that you love. What are you passionate about outside of medicine and English and connecting with people? Like, do you just have something that you love? Anything that may be something random that we wouldn't know about.
I like to listen to music, any kind of music that I really love. I'm passionate about it, and um, maybe playing tennis, table tennis actually, not like big tennis.
Yeah,
I,
yeah, table
yeah,
tennis.
yeah.
It's quite popular here in China. I always see people, even like people who are like really old, they'll be playing it. You know, it keeps them fit, keeps them active. And okay, so let's talk about music. Can you play an instrument, or would you like to play an instrument?
Actually, no, I cannot play. Um, and I don't have like a voice. Um, I cannot sing like professional singer. I don't have that voice, and yeah, I just like to listen to music and just relax.
Yeah. And tell me, if you could go and see any artist or band, who would you go and see?
Um, for now, maybe Ed Sheeran, Taylor Swift, Adele. Ray from UK, the UK. I don't know, you know her or not.
Mm,
Ray.
no, I know the others you just said, but actually, I feel like you're more into like kind of modern, more like pop music. Whereas I'm a
Yeah,
bit of
pop.
an old fogey. A lot of my music taste is like from decades ago. But tell me about that. What about why do you like them ones? Do you just like the sound? Do you like the personality? Do you like what the songs are about?
I guess when I was younger, I couldn't understand what they sing, what they singing actually, because I couldn't understand English language. But then I started to understand it. I really like that because sometimes you cannot understand what they have been singing, but you understand only the music, the sound. But when you realize what they are singing, that's very interesting because sometimes music is like therapy and it can heal. Yeah, I guess that English helped me.
Yeah, it is so true. Music is like so therapeutic, and I think it's like I've always considered it the most pure form of art because it has such a power to influence your mood, your emotions. You listen to a song, it can make you happy, it can make you sad, it can make you excited, it can motivate you. It's just so powerful. And but bringing in the English aspect, have you found that music has helped you improve your English just by listening to it?
Yes, because sometimes when I listen to music, I open lyrics and try to read that lyrics, and I understand that I don't know some words. I just write it down and try to translate it or try to read the explanation of for that word. Yeah, and of course that helped me.
Amazing. Yeah, it's a really powerful way to learn. It's it's a strange thing that I'm sure you have songs in English or your native language where you listen to them and you can just sing them without ever having to learn them. You just remember them naturally. And
Yes.
it's because you're in a state of, it's like a state of enjoyment when you listen to them. So you're learning without even putting in study time. It's like you're genuinely enjoying it. And I love that. And I try to tap into that when teaching, that if you can make it where it's not feeling like studying, where it's just enjoyable, it's fun, you're way more likely to learn, and it's motivating and it will make you keep going, you know? If it's boring and you're not enjoying it, same with a song. If you don't like the song, you're not going to remember it. So I love that. And tell me now about I want to learn more about your culture. Like, how has your culture affected your view of the world? What would you say you believe that maybe other people don't believe? Or like, do you have a certain aspect of your thinking that you would say is unique to your culture?
That's a really tough question because, of course, every nation has its own point of view, let's say like that. And um, I I really don't know how can I explain it
It
or
is a
how.
difficult question. Well, let
Yeah,
me
please.
let me ask something a bit more directly. Like, what's like the work culture like in Armenia? What's the work culture? Is it do people tend to be very hardworking? Is it more relaxed? What kind of environment is it like to work in?
I guess it's like if we compare it with China, we all know that they are 24/7 they're working, right? And I guess we have the same in my country, but it depends on what kind of work we are talking about. Because if we talk about like medicine, of course, it's 24/7. But if we talk about like schools or other fields, it's like more light, not like, oh, no.
Yeah, like depends on the environment then. Yeah, like of course hospitals, I think basically anywhere in the world you would expect a hospital to always because the emergencies don't they don't really time themselves. They can happen at any time.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. If I was to visit Armenia, where would you really recommend I go? Is there a place that you think that everyone must go if they want to experience Armenia's finest?
Okay, first place I would say Cascade. It's like very, very popular place in Yerevan, especially during summer. You can see mountains around Yerevan and around Armenia. It's very, very beautiful place. And I should advise you to visit Armenia in June, especially first week of June, because we have wine festivals, and you can see all beauty in Yerevan.
Love that. It just reminds me when you did the Olympics, you represented Armenia so well. You actually taught some really interesting facts, and one of them being that it's the birthplace of wine, which
Yes.
is just such a random thing, but really amazing. Wine is like such a huge part of so many cultures around the world. You can find it everywhere. Tell me more about that. Like, so you did you did go into this in your presentation, but just for listeners now, just teach them about this because I think it's really interesting.
Okay. Yeah, the place where the wine were birthed, we called it Areni in my native language, and I do visit that village. Yeah, I guess village. Yeah, I do visit that village couple of times, and we have different kind of wines and different factories, or I don't know actually how we can call that where they make wine.
A
We have
vineyard.
vineyard, yeah. We have different vineyards in Armenia, and you can taste different kind of wines like rose wine, red wine, white wine, and I guess uh, they have been doing blue wine, but I'm not sure about it actually. And
Blue
yeah, during
wine.
that wine festival, you can taste that. You just need to buy a glass, a special glass for wine, and you can taste every wine free.
Oh, I would have to be careful there, I think. All that free wine it could easily get messy, couldn't it? Do you like a glass of wine, Pavel? Is it, would you say, because of this cultural aspect? But I suppose you have to be careful when you're studying. You don't want to be drinking too much.
Yeah, unfortunately, that wine festival during that time, I have exams every year. During that time, I have exams. That's why I cannot taste it during that time. But after that year, I have a glass of wine.
Hmm. Yeah, I think it's nice to have a glass of wine. Socially, it can be, yeah, it can complement social occasions or with food, but of course, always with when it comes to alcohol, got to control it. Don't drink too much because that's when bad things can happen. And awesome. Okay, so Armenia, is it? Let me think. I want to ask more about Armenian culture because it's a great opportunity to learn more about Armenia. And I know it's
Mhm.
quite a small country, so it's not something that, like, at least in the UK, I didn't ever really learn much about Armenian culture. So talking to you now, it's the best opportunity to learn more. And what's just your favorite aspect of your culture? What would you say, like, this one thing is what makes me so proud to be from here? What would you say for that?
Well, that's really, really tough question because I've never thought about it. I think maybe that's we are the first nation who first Christian nation in the world. Maybe that's one.
Yeah, that's massive. The first Christian nation. Yeah, like what a huge, like, I mean, when you just see the influence that that's had as well, then. And what about like customs? Like in England, people are like, famously quite polite. A lot of manners, like please and thank you, so important. And I like that about British culture. I like that if you open the door for someone, they will say thank you. And I think a lot of places around the world do that as well. But in the UK, it's like you must do it. It's super rude if you don't. Um, do you have anything like that in Armenian culture?
Yes, we do have that, and that's a very funny story because when you try to do that, actually in Armenia, if you want to say like thank you, it would be շնորհակալություն or ապրես. But usually in my native language, they say merci. It's like French word, but they say that in my native language. It's like, and I saw so many videos on Instagram, and they said like, mercy word came from Armenia, not from French, and
Wow.
that's no, it was like rude, not rude. Oh my God, I forgot that word in English.
Offensive?
It's like joke. It
A
was like
joke, a
joke, like
meme, like a meme.
yeah, it's yeah, like a meme.
Yeah, it's a meme. Oh, okay, so it's not real then. It didn't actually
No,
come
it's
from
not
Armenia.
real. They said like
Oh, okay.
mercy,
I thought
but
I
yeah.
thought you said it had come from there. That's really cool, random, interesting thing. Yeah, mercy. Most people know what that means, even if they don't speak French. Cool, cool. Yeah, sounds like a funny meme then. And awesome. Okay, I want to talk more about your English now, Pavel, because clearly you speak very well and you've come such a long way to have this conversation with me now. Supernatural. I see you understand everything I'm saying. When did you start learning English?
Okay, in school, I had English as a mandatory curriculum, but I didn't learn it actually, and I I started it in 2021, and yeah, I've been doing it for 5 years now. And at some point of that learning journey, I realized that I didn't have the right environment where I can practice it, where I can speak in English. Yeah. Join the wonderful World English community. And honestly, I saw your videos on Instagram and I said, okay, why not? I need to join, and here I am. Um, yeah, and at that moment, I realized that um, I here to improve my English. But if we talk about for now, it feels like home because when I join every session, I feel, okay, that's my relaxed time. I can speak in English and I can forget about everything that I have in my personal life now.
I love that. Yeah, I actually checked your profile before this podcast, and it says you joined on April 19th, April
Yeah,
19th of
it has
last
been
year.
11 months now.
Yeah, it's time's gone so fast, but what an amazing member you've been since you joined. I'm so glad you found us on Instagram. Like a lot of people came from Instagram, I remember when I was making videos on there, and we still do, but I was getting in front of the camera, and as soon as you joined, you just hit the ground running, and watching you grow, build that confidence. And like you say, it's not just about improving English. It's a place where people come together, they support each other, they get on, they're building real connections, real friendships, and it's so amazing to see. And you've been a real big part of that since you joined. And of course, you're an ambassador now, and you always share some in the lessons. I think you must be like the number one just for making posts about vocabulary, things like this. And they're super useful. They're super useful. Idioms, phrases, they can just go in there and see that, and it's always something. I've even learned some things from your posts that I hadn't seen before or something. So it's really an education. And what would you say, like, in the community then, what's one like standout memory for you? Do you have like one time that always sticks out in your mind as like the biggest moment for you, or something that you're proud of?
Oh my God, that's really, really tough question because I had so many interesting moments with community members. But one thing I remember that that was my first role play with you, Teacher Dave. when I when I couldn't act as a bank worker, and I was, oh my God, what do I need to say?
I remember.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, you
shame on
did.
me.
Look at you now, Pavel. I'm sure if you did that today, you'd breeze it. It would be super easy for you now. But yeah, of course, in the beginning, it's always, and it's a little scary, isn't it, talking in front of people? But that's how you improve. That's how you grow. I like that. That's a good memory. You bring that memory back to me as well. It's been a while. Yeah. What about your presentations, or namely the Olympics one? You did really well in that.
Yeah, oh my gosh, if we talk about the Olympics, I had only 2 hours to make that presentation. I was, how can I do that? And yeah, I did it. And before that, I had one presentation in last summer about autistic spectrum disorders. And yeah, I've been planning to do more, but now I cannot do that. I'm not able to make a presentation. I'm very busy for exams. Yeah, that's why.
Well, it was a very good presentation, really well put together. It's a great skill to have, being able to do that in such a short amount of time, to that level, to that standard. That's a true student, I think. You have to learn. You have to learn how to do that. I remember university, Pavel. Yeah, presentations. Gotta do them well. Good, really love that. I'm sure there'll be many more great moments like that for you going forward. We do have another Olympics coming up. We're going to do them every quarter, and you are actually in the qualifying round. I'm not sure if you caught the kickoff call, but you also had a couple of shout outs from our friend Andre in there. He thought you were
Yeah.
in the leaderboard, makes us laugh. And so, well worth watching that back if you haven't. And yeah, you're in that qualifying round. So if you win that, the top six, the winner of this qualifying round will get their country in the next Olympics automatically and be the captain for their country. So it's a really good chance to get Armenia in there. I'm sure you'll do great with that. And tell me just one last thing about your English then. What would you say is like the best piece of advice you could give someone who wants to improve their speaking skills, to speak with more confidence, clarity, fluency, just as you have over the past few months? What advice would you give someone else who wants to achieve this too?
Don't think about making mistakes. It's a part of learning process, and at some point you can realize that it was just little things that stopped you to continue to improve your English, and yeah, you will achieve everything that you want. Don't think about making mistakes.
That's really amazing advice, honestly. It's something that I say to all of the students, all of the learners, is that practice beats perfection. We're not trying to be perfect here. No one speaks perfect English. We know that. But if you have that fear of making mistakes, of saying something wrong, that can hold people back for years, which can really affect them in their business, in their professional life, in their studies, in social situations, when traveling. There's just so many things. Like when you just don't have that fear of mistakes, it's like a whole weight off your shoulders, and you just feel much more free to start really connecting and using the language. And that's also true for native speakers as well, especially in high pressure situations like meetings and interviews, presentations, that kind of thing. That's when the fear of mistakes can really hold someone back. So that's really great advice. It's so good you understand that. And just by applying that, you improve way faster than if you just avoid speaking because you might say something wrong. And that's really amazing. And that's awesome, Pavel. So I think we can wrap up. I want you just to say a few final words to the listeners. Just give some words of wisdom, and we could say goodbye.
Okay, as I said, don't think about making mistakes. Have much practice, try to speak in English or in other language that you want to learn. Find the right environment, as for example, a wonderful World English community you can join and start improving and growing. You can continue your journey with learning English and practicing with others, and it will help you to achieve something in your life.
I love that. Yeah, absolutely. If anyone's listening now and they want to improve not just English, but speaking skills and meet amazing people, learn about cultures, of course, they're very welcome to join us. And thank you so much, Pavel. You've been such an amazing member, an amazing guy, and I look forward to seeing some great things from you in the future. Thanks so much for your time. I've really enjoyed talking with you, Pavel. And now we can wrap this up and say goodbye. So take care now.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.